The future of Golden State hangs on a knife's edge tonight, where shadows of uncertainty clash with the glimmering hopes of a franchise itching for a new dawn. And at the heart of this storm lies one name echoing louder on the lips of restless fans and front office whispers alike: Quentyn Grimes. Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with splash-era passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. The offseason saga unfolding before us isn't just about another roster tweak or blockbuster trade. It's a pulse-pounding thriller of timing, talent evaluation, and the restless spirit that defines every Warriors championship chase. Quentyn Grimes, a restricted free agent currently caught in the tangled web of contract limbo with the Philadelphia 76ers, has become a tantalizing pivot point for Golden State's future, not merely as a player acquisition, but as a symbol of hope, risk, and strategic chess moves behind the scenes. As August creeps forward with no resolution in sight, Grimes' silence is deafening, and that silence is screaming questions only Dub Nation dares to ask. Could he be the missing piece to fortify a Warriors offense that sputtered when Steph Curry briefly exited the floor last season? Could his knack for slicing through suffocating defenses, his smooth catch-and-shoot ability, and that relentless drive to create tough buckets breathe new fire into a team desperate for scoring depth beyond the Splash Brothers? Warriors front office. Insiders are reportedly scheming. It's not just about flipping contracts or clearing salary cap space. It's an intricate dance with Jonathan Kuminga's uncertain future weighing heavily on the scales. The whispers around the league hint that Golden State faces a high-wire act demanding nothing less than a masterclass in negotiation finesse dump value positioning, matching bids, and balancing on that razor-thin margin between holding steady with Kuminga's explosive upside or pushing the chips to add Grimes' sharpshooting craft. This is no ordinary offseason move. It's a strategic gamble echoing back to the grit and wild optimism of the We Believe era, where the Warriors dared to dream against all odds. Remember how that scrappy squad leveraged underdog grit into a seismic shift in NBA history? Now, here's the under-the-radar bomb no one saw coming. Grimes' fit isn't just a numbers game. It's a cultural infusion that could redefine the Warriors' on-ball, off-ball offensive dynamics we've long championed. His elite catch-and-shoot prowess meshes with Golden State's notorious split-action offense, potentially ironing out the cracks revealed in those critical stretches. Without Curry, for instance, a dismal offensive rating of 107 without there. Star guard stands as a glaring symptom of depth holes this move could plug. Could Grimes be the catalyst who transforms those vulnerable moments into unbreakable momentum? The stakes couldn't be higher. Every analyst weighing in has their theories, but all eyes on the Bay know it's about more than just stats. It's about clutch moments, championship DNA, and the relentless hunger that Steph, Clay, and Draymond instilled into the team's very soul. And yet, this heating pot of rumor and reality compels us to ask, will adding Grimes disrupt the delicate chemistry crafted over years of pain, triumph, and resilience? Or will it ignite a fresh era of dominance? With the Warriors juggling cap space, roster balance, and the weight of legacy, the decision-makers must ask themselves if this is a stepping stone toward reclaiming the throne or a gamble that risks fracturing the dynasty's foundation. As the weeks tick by, the potential trade window crackles with possibility, with insider murmurs suggesting Golden State is primed to make a decisive move that could alter their championship trajectory far beyond what anyone predicted at the draft or last trade deadline. Could this be the watershed moment that turns everything on its head? The thought sends chills through every fan who's lived through the highs of Splash era, championships, and the lows of fleeting fadeouts. Jonathan Kuminga's trajectory looms large. Does he stay as the youthful, electrifying dynamo ready to explode into a top-tier star? Or does the Grimes acquisition signal a new direction, a recalibration of future assets? Amid this swirling uncertainty, the emotional stakes pulse stronger than ever. Warriors fans know this isn't just business. It's a heartbeat, yours, mine, Ours tied to the fate of a team that has defined an entire generation's basketball dreams. We've witnessed how the chemistry of a well-oiled Warriors machine can leave defenders dangling and records falling, but also how fragile that balance remains without the right mix of experience and emerging talent. Quentyn Grimes might just be that subtle yet seismic addition, the one who slips through the cracks to raise the standard, impactless at first glance but monumental in execution. So as the Golden State front office tiptoes through this minefield of opportunity and risk, every move they make could echo into the annals of Warriors history, reminiscent of those clutch decisions that paved the way for the dynasty's birth. And where does that leave us, the feverish, hopeful Dub Nation? Do we prepare to embrace a new hero in Grimes, weaving him into the tapestry alongside Steph, Clay, and Draymond, or brace for a pivotal shift that changes everything we thought we knew about our championship blueprint? As a lifelong Dub Nation believer, my pulse is racing just writing this. Every scenario, whether triumphant or tumultuous, playing out vivid and raw inside my mind's eye. But is this the ignition point for our next title run, or the crack that splits our legacy? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. If the thought of Quentyn Grimes suiting up in blue and gold tonight already has your blood coursing like an electric shock, then shout it out loud, say it right here in the comments, because this isn't just another transaction. It's a seismic jolt to Dub Nation's very soul. The kind of dirtball, high-stakes gamble that could either carve a new dynasty or crack the foundation we fought tooth and nail to build. No fluff, no sidelines. This moment demands everything. Raw nerve, blistering hope, ruthless clarity. Look, the front office knows the inferno we're facing isn't just about contracts or lineups. It's a crucible forged from the very essence of Warriors basketball. Innovation meets tradition, risk meets legacy, grit meets spectacle. We aren't putting a Band-Aid over a wound anymore. We're talking about stitching a new identity into the DNA of a franchise that once humiliated goalies with a skinny band of sharpshooters and selfless defenders. Imagine for a second the clash inside the locker room. Steph, circling like the ageless champion Wolf who's fought his way through ankle injuries, MVP snubs, and playoff heartbreaks, now facing the question of whether this Grimes move means a fresh weapon by his side or an unspoken challenge to the hierarchy he carved over the last decade. Draymond, the heartbeat and mind of the squad, pacing in the background, reading every ripple this unsettling trade chatter sends through the fabric of the team. Will Kuminga feel the sting of being passed over? Or will he embrace this as a call to sharpen his explosive edge and prove he's worthy of the lineage he hopes to inherit? Moody and Wiggins watch and wait, their roles shifting under the weight of this offseason silent thunderclap. Every whisper from the coaching staff, every strategic tweak by Kerr, who's caught between loyalty to youth and the relentless pursuit of another banner, adds layers of tension deeper than anything we saw after Kevin Durant's departure. This isn't just a roster rejiggering. It's a cultural flux with stakes so high the Chase Center walls themselves could crack. What if Grimes turns out to be the savior we've imagined? The guy who doesn't just shoot, but drags the fences into spinning maelstroms, relieving Curry and Clay with a stable, dangerous presence that shifts momentum in the blink of an eye? What if his addition finally cures that offensive hemorrhaging we saw as soon as Steph took a breath on the sidelines, taking the dismal 107 offensive rating and flipping it into a weapon so lethal it terrifies every opponent walking into the bay? Or hear me out, what if this gamble fractures the fragile chemistry forged in the crucible of championships past? What if structural doubts creep in, locker room tensions mount, and an already tight ship begins to leak? Because trust me, this front office isn't blindly gambling. They're playing chicken with legacy, weighing the fiery promise of Kuminga's upside against the disciplined, mature craft of Grimes, who just might be the piece that puts us over the edge one more time, or the one who signals a quiet culling of youthful promise for yesterday's blueprint. The narrative teeters dangerously close to a suspense thriller, holds buttersmooth on the razor's edge between euphoria and despair. Remember how the Warriors once turned the ragtag group into kings, not with frenzied moves, but with calculated, sometimes underappreciated additions? This could be that moment all over again, a nearly invisible pivot that explodes into seismic victory. Or it could mark the start of a slow descent, a fading chapter echoing losses we barely recover from. I'm staring down the barrel of that. Truth myself right now, a lifelong fan who's chased adrenaline from hoops in the fog of Oakland to the spectacle under Chase Center's spotlight, wearing every heartbreak and parade like armor. The weight of this decision, it's monumental. It shakes in the marrow, demanding from us not just fandom, but raw emotional investment, a kind of gut punch that makes your heart pound and your mind rattle with every new rumor, every tick of the contract clock. We've seen Steph carry us through wars on thin legs, Draymond rage and led with a volcanic heart, and Clay light up the world with serenity and unstoppable fire. But this offseason, the question is louder than ever. Who carries the effort when they can't? Who fills the void when our heroes need breathing room? And who snaps us back from the brink when the rest of the league thinks the Warriors dynasty is finally cracking? Quentyn Grimes could be that answer. He's the vanguard of a team that refuses to surrender, the undercurrent that could ignite a renaissance in a team sporting both the scars and the swagger of past champions. And yet, the air is thick with possibility and peril. So I'm throwing the mic to you, Dub Nation. Are you ready to embrace this new chapter with open arms, heart cracked wide and hope blazing like a California wildfire? Or are you bracing for fracture, holding your breath for the fallout of a move that might just redefine the very essence of who we are? Because this isn't a podcast script or a highlight reel. It's a living, breathing saga unfolding right in front of our eyes. With every heartbeat in sync with the fate of a franchise that's dared to dream bigger than ever before. Now, I want you to hit that comment section like it's the final seconds of a Game 7 buzzer beater. Nothing is off limits. No take too wild. No criticism too sharp. I'm ready for the heat, the passion, the love, and yes, the doubt. Bring your fire, because in this crucible of hope and fear, we are all warriors, and this story, it's ours to write.